When was the last time you allowed yourself to be truly bored? Not the kind of boredom you quickly squash with a swipe or a click, but the deep, soul-stirring kind that leaves you alone with your thoughts. In today's world, our attention is more fragmented than a broken jigsaw puzzle, and our tolerance for being bored has all but evaporated. Smartphones and computers have made us so intolerant of boredom that in a famous experiment from 2014, a majority of participants opted to electroshock themselves rather than sit in a room doing nothing. We're swimming in a sea of distractions with social media as our ever-enticing lifeguard, ready to rescue us from the tiniest ripple of boredom. With stimulation right at our fingertips, we've forgotten how to be alone with ourselves and our thoughts. Boredom is often seen as a bad thing to be avoided. There is even that saying, an idle mind is the devil's playground, that cautions against the trouble that can result from being bored or non-productive. But what if I told you that boredom isn't the villain we make it out to be? In fact, it might just be the unsung hero of creativity and productivity. Think about it. When was the last time your best ideas came to you while scrolling through countless TikTok videos? Probably not often. It's in those rare moments of stillness when your mind isn't drowning in a deluge of information that the magic happens. Your brain, freed from the shackles of constant stimulation, can finally stretch its creative muscle and explore the vast expanse of possibility. The solution to a problem you've been trying to solve for days may come to you in an instant when you stop seeking distractions and allow your mind to roam freely. I, for one, could not remember the last time I was bored. As someone whose job involves social media, I'm constantly jumping from one device to another, and even my downtime is filled with more screens and distractions. Every moment of my day is filled with noise, and even during mindless activities, I'm usually listening to an audiobook, so my brain never has time to wander. This constant stimulation has definitely taken a toll on my ability to concentrate and on my creative flow as well. And since my job depends on my creativity, I decided to challenge myself to embrace boredom to see how it would affect me. No screens, no distractions, just me and my thoughts. I thought this would be pretty easy because I meditate almost daily, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit uncomfortable at first. I almost didn't know what to do with myself because I'm so used to picking up a book or doing something like crocheting or painting when I want to get away from my screens. But those are also stimulating activities, so I wouldn't be bored. The habit to pick up my phone was so ingrained in me that I reflexively reached for it before I remembered that it's on Do Not Disturb for a reason. But as the minutes ticked by, the discomfort started to fade. In the absence of constant stimulation, my mind began to wonder and to reflect. It was like stepping into a time machine and rediscovering the lost art of daydreaming I knew as a kid, which got me reflecting on my childhood as a 90s baby and made me realize how fortunate I was to grow up in an era devoid of constant noise and distractions that saturate today's world. I can vividly remember how my friends and I would spend hours inventing new games and activities, each one born out of the void of boredom. Back then, I didn't fully grasp the significance of these experiences, but in hindsight, I see how they contributed to who I am today. It saddens me to think that children born even just one generation after mine may never experience the same freedom to explore boredom's creative potential. Equally troubling is the realization that even older generations who didn't have the internet until later in life have succumbed to the allure of screens and distractions, abandoning their intimate relationship with boredom. It's as though the entire world has forgotten how to be bored, forsaking a fundamental aspect of human existence. Let's not forget the historical heavyweights who owe their greatest discoveries and creations to a healthy dose of boredom. Isaac Newton and his fateful encounter with a falling apple when he was contemplating under a tree led him to think about the force that caused the apple to fall and ultimately to his theory of universal gravitation. Albert Einstein, whose boring job as a patent clerk organizing files and mulling over stacks of paperwork, led him to some of his greatest scientific discoveries. John Tolkien, who had the idea for the book The Hobbit when he was bored grading papers as a professor, and Steve Jobs, who famously said, "I'm a big believer in boredom. Boredom allows one to indulge in curiosity, and out of curiosity comes everything." I'm only a few days into this experiment, but it has already helped me realize just how much time I was spending scrolling on social media or watching YouTube videos whenever I needed to fill the time, when I could have been embracing the silence instead and giving my brain the chance to recharge. I always attributed some of the scrolling to my job, but in reality, a lot of it was just me being sucked in by the algorithm and not noticing the passing of time. One thing that I found really helpful is to keep a pocket notebook with me to take down any notes or ideas that come up, because if I don't jot them down right away, I will most likely forget about them later. Planning this period of boredom into my schedule has also been integral to ensure I stick to it consistently. But embracing boredom doesn't necessarily mean you have to sit around twiddling your thumbs. It could be doing any mundane task where your body can go on autopilot and free your mind to wander, like going for a walk in nature or doing some light cleaning around the house. It's why we often get those profound thoughts when we're in the shower or have epiphanies when we're driving down the highway with no traffic. So perhaps it's not so much that we need idleness as we need time that is empty of mental stimulation. Most of us are overstimulated on a daily basis and don't even realize it. Okay, after 10 days of intentional boredom, I've definitely noticed a difference in my focus, creativity, and even motivation. And I'll definitely keep this up going forward. It's also got me thinking of other ways that I can incorporate boredom into my days, such as not pulling out my phone when I'm in line, waiting at the grocery store or at the coffee shop, or even when I'm eating, because I'm usually watching or listening to something while I eat, and I know that's not a good habit to have. It's kind of funny how we all turn to the internet to escape the real world, but now we must turn to the real world to escape the internet for our own mental health. It's fascinating to observe how our minds turn to creation when we deprive it of external stimulation. In the moments of boredom, we are forced to confront the limitations of our present circumstances and are inspired to explore new possibilities. Giving our brain some downtime replenishes its stores of attention and motivation, encourages productivity and creativity, and is essential to achieve our highest levels of performance. So the next time you feel the urge to fill every moment with noise and distraction, remember this. Sometimes the most profound moments of clarity come from simply embracing silence. If you're feeling brave, why not give it a try as well? Block out some time in your calendar, embrace boredom, and see where your mind takes you. Who knows? You might just stumble upon your next big idea.